Do you want to learn how you can manifest anything you want in your life, including the money that you desire? My name's Kalia, and I'm going to show you how you can create the life that you want by using this powerful universal law. You see, most people have it wrong when they set out to change their life, to make a lot of money and live their dreams. They get caught up in the how. How am I going to make the money that I want? What am I going to do to make the money I want or to have the life of my dreams? Focusing on the how is going about it all backwards. And let me tell you why. What we create in our external physical reality is really a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So the real work is not out there slaving away, trying to get results in the outside world. The real power is to focus on changing your self-concept so that you become the person who naturally attracts the results you want in your life. The law of assumption was made popular by Neville Goddard, and it's all about changing your inner thoughts and feelings to where you assume the reality you wish to have is already here. But this requires you to defy reality. You have to ignore the circumstances of your current physical reality and adopt the feeling of already having what you want. So, say you want $1 million. Instead of figuring out mentally, how am I going to manifest $1 million? You need to imagine what your life would be like if you already had $1 million or more in your bank account. Once you imagine what your life would be like, allow the feelings of that success to come in. How would you feel if you already had what you wanted? Doesn't having $1 million or more in your bank account make you smile? Does it make you feel good, rich, abundant? How does it feel to be paying off your debt, paying off your mortgage, or buying the house that you want? The law of assumption doesn't just invite us to imagine that we already have what we want, which Neville Goddard refers to as living in the end, but it requires us to tap into the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You already know how you feel when you get that unexpected bill or expense that you didn't want. Maybe your energy plummets. You feel discouraged, defeated, scared, and even doubtful that you could pay it. Well, let's just reverse that for a moment. If you had $1 million or more in your bank account, wouldn't you feel relieved? All the pressure is off. You feel encouraged, excited, and happy. The immediate struggle's gone. You can relax. You can take a deep breath. You can enjoy your life. Well, let me tell you a secret. Life is meant to be enjoyed. We're not meant to struggle. Struggle is a concept that we bought into, that was programmed in our minds. But there is a place within us that is free, and all we need to do is access it. The power of our freedom lies within us. And if we can learn to tap into this inner power, there's no stopping us. You can have what you want. The power of your success is in your ability to imagine your desired reality in your mind's eye. Feel what it would feel like to already have it, to already be there, and then sustain this feeling as much as you can throughout the day. This technique requires determination and perseverance. You can't allow your current physical circumstances to hijack you emotionally. You need to ignore physical reality. How do you do this, especially when the bills are due or you're suffering in some way? The best way to handle your current physical reality is to do what's needed and take the emotion out of it. Pay those bills to the best of your ability or make arrangements to pay what you can, not from the feeling or the perspective of, I don't have enough, but from the feeling and perspective of, I have all that I need and there's more coming in. There's a passage in the Bible that says, for unto everyone that has shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from everyone who has not, it shall be taken away, even that which he has. So you might think, well, why would a loving God give to those who already have and take from those who don't have? Well, it's important to understand that what we see reflected in our outer world, in our outer reality, is what we believe to be true in the inner world. So you could refer to this power as God, or also the superconscious, which is an aspect of the subconscious, the hidden realm of consciousness, or the quantum field. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's only important that you understand that there's this power that is working for your benefit or your demise, depending on where you're at with your thoughts and your beliefs. When we live in a state of lack, our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs support our current state of lack. We simply experience more lack because our outer world reflects our inner world. So when we live in a state of abundance and our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs support our inner state of abundance, we experience more abundance. And this is what this Bible passage means. It's given to us as we believe. Our outer world will reflect our inner world. It's not that there's a punishing God who wants to see us crushed by poverty. We need to develop the understanding that God is consciousness, and the subconscious aspect of consciousness produces in physical form the seeds we are planting on a daily basis. So it takes those seeds and produces the physical result of that seed. The subconscious is not a respecter of persons, so to speak, meaning it doesn't discriminate. It simply takes the seeds that are planted and produces the fruit of those seeds. Our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are the seeds. Our state of mind is our inner garden. So if we want to see more abundance, love, health, and peace in our life, we need to tend to our inner garden. We need to weed out the thoughts of lack, limitation, and feelings of not being enough, not being worthy. We need to be mindful of the thoughts and feelings that are taking up space in our inner reality. We have to practice thought stopping and reframing. We need to become master gardeners of our inner reality. And this involves becoming more conscious of our attitudes, our beliefs, our daily thoughts, and our feelings. As a coach and a clinical hypnotherapist, I've spent the past several decades working with people to shift their feelings and emotions so they can experience greater happiness and joy in their life. I worked with obsessive thinking, rumination, and even hateful feelings that caused a person to want revenge. Most of the people I worked with were identified as victims of abuse, and that abuse caused them to live in a world of emotional pain, trauma, fear. hopelessness, and helplessness. It isn't that they wanted to feel this way, they didn't, but they also didn't know how to shift their reality. I know this reality very well because I lived it and I couldn't figure out why I kept attracting the same circumstances over and over. I was repeating thought patterns, and those thought patterns were responsible for what I was attracting into my life. When we get caught up in a thought pattern and the accompanying mind loop that creates the same thing over and over and over again, it's discouraging. We do feel defeated. We do feel cheated and even victimized. But we're being victimized by our own thought patterns. What we don't realize is that what we're experiencing on the outside is mirroring to us what we're thinking, feeling, and believing on the inside. And until we change that inner reality, we won't see a change out there. It's said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So when we continue repeating the same patterns as a result of our limiting beliefs, thoughts, and feelings, we're actually experiencing insanity. But there is a cure, and that is instead of focusing on the external world, trying to force it to change, focus on the inner world and create change. One thing I noticed with people who were in obsessive thinking and rumination is that their emotions would respond directly to the thoughts that they were having. So they felt horrible. The worse they felt, the more their thinking would travel down that rabbit hole of negativity. And the more negative their thoughts were, the worse they felt. It was a continuous mind loop. And I know it. I've been there. I know how it feels to be caught in a negative mind loop. But I also know that we can get out of the loop and change our thoughts, which change our feelings, which change our outer reality. The mistake most people make is believing that by regurgitating a negative thought form over and over again, a solution will appear. Well, it doesn't work like that. The solution can only appear when we let go, when we give the problem to God, when we give it to the subconscious, surrender, and move our thoughts from our current physical circumstances, our current reality of pain, desperation, fear, and hopelessness, to a new imagined reality that we have everything we want, need, and desire. Now, this isn't about daydreaming, but there is a degree of fantasy involved because an imagined reality is an inner fantasy. Fantasy can take us out of our current state and put us in the imagined state, and our subconscious mind responds to the imagined state. So if you're devastated because something didn't work out the way that you wanted, instead of focusing your attention and energy on what you've lost or what didn't happen, begin to visualize and imagine the desired reality and give this new reality your energy and attention. Energy flows where attention goes, so pay attention. Be mindful of your thoughts and feelings on a daily basis and spend plenty of time in the beautiful creative space of the imagination. This is what will set you free. It's important to remember that what you imagine to be true are the seeds planted in the subconscious mind that germinate and produce fruit in your physical reality. Now, it can be tricky to ignore what is currently outpicturing in your physical reality, your current physical circumstances, but you need to understand that what you see now in your current reality is the fruit of the seeds you planted in consciousness yesterday or in the past. And what you see in the future is the result of the seeds you plant today. So creating the reality you desire is simply a matter of being mindful of the seeds that you're planting today and trusting that if you plant good seed, you'll have great results in a future reality. But you need to be patient, love and nurture the seeds, and trust that they will provide fruit in due time. We don't know when the due date is for our seeds planted in consciousness, but if we continue to be faithful to our vision and to the seeds that we've planted in the subconscious through our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, through our imagination, we can be assured we will see results in our life in the near future. Believe and trust in the process. You will change your life as a result. If you want to work on this, I really deeply encourage you to get involved in my Conscious Creators course and community. It's free to join, and I will put the link in the description. This will give you access to my Wealth Magnet Method system. It's a course that you can take and begin shifting your consciousness right away. It will really give you a step-by-step guide in how to shift your consciousness. And you'll also be plugged into a support system of like-minded people who are working on the same result to shift their consciousness and become a magnet for wealth, success, good health, great relationships, everything that you want. So go on down into the description, click on the link, and I'll see you on the other side, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.